Hi, Kules. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss Barcelona on a weekly basis. We only do tactical content. And in this video, we will be discussing why Hansi Flick failed with Germany, right? We're going to do two videos. The one is going to be against Spain, which is this one. And the next one is going to be against Japan, because I feel like these were the two games where Flick really got exposed, his vulnerabilities and also his inadequacies, right? But as always, guys, if you're new around here, please do subscribe to the channel for that weekly Barcelona content. We upload on a weekly basis at least 3 videos. And we are going over a part series where we are transitioning at Barcelona, right? So please do subscribe. It's only right if we do acknowledge the fact that Flick had significantly less quality at Germany than he had at Bayern Munich, right? For example, Rudiger played at left center back, but he's a right footer, and we all established that Flick really relies on that. And Raum doesn't nearly have the talent that Alphonso Davies had, right? And up front, you had Müller and Kai Havertz, where at Bayern you had Robert Lewandowski, a phenomenal striker, right? So let's just get that out of the way. He didn't have the quality he had at Bayern. In the build-up phase, when Germany looked to play out from the back, you could see the significant differences. Because when the ball was played to Rudiger, you could see that the immediate options were already covered. But because Gnabry was circulating just in behind that first phase of pressure, Luis Enrique actually had one of the midfielders go back to actually cover him. Because we know the winger inverts and cover Gundogan. So the only option for them was to Schlotterbeck, because they couldn't play the ball into Gundogan because he was marked. And Schlotterbeck is not really a left back, he is actually a centre back. Therefore, Spain could afford to have Carvajal going all the way up to that side. And that is all because they didn't have a left centre back. Hansi Flick, however, did try to adjust this, by having Antonio Rudiger going into midfield next to Kimmich, and then have Schlotterbeck, who is a left centre-back, a left-footed centre-back, to come into this space right here. And this just so that he wants to have a left-footed centre-back. And Rudiger was now receiving the ball along with Joshua Kimmich in the midfield right over here, which ultimately allowed Gundogan to go a lot higher, and therefore Gnabry had to go and hug the touchline. But a new problem arose here for Germany, because the distance now between Schlotterbeck and Gnabry was the only option he could pass to, and it was way too high. So Gnabry had to come a lot closer to Schlotterbeck, and therefore actually hindered their attack. Sane and Gnabry also had injuries separately. So therefore, Jamal Musiala had to come over to the left wing in order to be there. And Germany really struggled to get the ball to Schlotterbeck, because that was the only pass, because he was right-footed. And Jamal Musiala struggled to get the ball in between the lines. And also Schlotterbeck couldn't go forward. He didn't have the gas like Alphonso Davies, and he wasn't good in one-on-one situations. But Spain really did a solid on Germany in this game, because when the ball went to Rudiger, they forced him now to be able to pass the ball into midfield. Right? However, first of all, they would cut the passing lane to Schlotterbeck, meaning that Rudiger had to go to Jamal Musiala in order to get the ball. This is where Spain would task Carvajal to come out and press Jamal. However, also, they could press better because the pass could now be intercepted from Germany. But we will be talking more in the game against Japan. But let's look at the defensive problems that Germany had in this game in particular, or overall. Germany mainly defended in a 4-2-3-1 situation. And because Thomas Müller couldn't put real pressure up front, Germany had to defend really narrow in order to block the passes into the midfield. The winger had to come into the half space, which allowed Spain to go out wide. And also, if the winger would go out wide, then the pass into midfield is now possible. So this shape wasn't really a good decision from Hansi Flick. And also higher up the pitch, you could see the numerical advantage that Spain had. So The press up front and the choice of having Müller wasn't a good one from Hansi Flick. So Germany had to come really narrow in order to block the center, but Spain could go out wide and have numerical advantages in order to progress the ball and actually play good. So that was a bad decision with these players that you have to be able to defend in a 4-2-3-1. And also Thomas Müller was really struggling to get to the center back, so he couldn't stop that, right? So like I said, a really bad choice from Hansi Flick in this instance, and Spain could just do with Germany whatever they wanted in this game in particular. Another problem with Flick's Germany was he's adjusting to however or whatever the opposition do. He is a very flexible manager, and the false nine of Spain really ripped them apart because Flick wanted to have, like I said, a man-to-man structure, and the problem is that it wasn't effective because of the players he had in particular. And this false nine allowed Spain to have numerical advantages even in midfield. And Flick failed to realize this, just have a great shape, and rather than adjusting, just be able to defend zonally. And Flick's obsession also with man-to-man situations cost them dearly at Germany. We couldn't do that at Germany, but he did it at Bayern pretty well. Flick's failure at Germany was caused by him having, like I said in the beginning of the video, having significantly lower quality players than what he had at Bayern Munich, coupled with a few bad decisions, right? Because Flick was really stuck in his ways and he wanted Germany to play like he did with Bayern Munich. For an example, pressing up high, but then you have Thomas Müller there, who's not really, he's aging. That's why they finished last in the group at this World Cup, right? And in the next video, we're going to look at the problems Germany had in possession, right? And sometimes Flick, he struggles to adjust to what he has at his disposal in terms of players. And in the next video, we're going to look at the possession, right? It's the same thing with the possession. A lot of problems, a lot of things that went wrong for Hansi Flick in terms of possession and with Germany. But as always, guys, please do subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Really exciting times for us, but let's discuss this.